approximately 1,500 acres out before us. I'll show you some panoramic views. No food plots, pasture ground, a lot of hardwoods, and a lot of hard work to figure it out. So let's get it going. Well, here's where it starts. 22 years ago, I took on this timber and this land. 1995, I found that old tree stand there on a ridge. And that's where we'll begin this hunt. It's a big land, so let's get at it. Big timber to the east. Lots and lots of hardwood here. Absolutely no food plots at all. This is cattle grazing country. You got your natural forage in there, and they can venture off here or there to find other forage, ag crops. So let's see if we can venture down in here. It's going to be a long day. You can see why the deer travel this. They can travel this all day and go undetected. And if I got a wind like today, I got a stand. I told you there a week ago or so. I got a stand up there that I chained on, and I'll have to go up there and make sure it's stable. I missed a buck of a lifetime right here. 5 yards. 4:30 on the last day of the hunting season. I don't know, maybe 4 years ago, no more than 4 years ago, screwing around with the camera. Really tight in here. Shouldn't even be filming, actually, when the deer are coming. I ain't no more than, I don't know, 8 or 10 yards from the trail with the north wind, and it's perfect because they're traveling to a food source. But we're going to go down through here and see if we can find any rubs on this trail or scrapes. I know the deer are using it, but I just want to check it out. Take you along. Now here's some rubs on this funnel corridor, and so they're traversing it. I don't know exactly what size a deer would be making that, but I do know I let a trophy buck 8-pointer walk by on this trail one day that most people would have envied to shoot. But you know, you just never know what can materialize in a timber like this. Now here's one of those old traditional rubs that to show you how many times deer actually traversed up and down there. This tree is almost rubbed in two. Rubbed out on both sides, and as they came up, we were down in that bottom, coming up the hill. And they take this path, or they used to, up here because it's easy for them to walk. Now we're on top of this ridge. It's a north-south ridge. We're going straight north right now, and it takes you out to a big open pasture. And I see a fresh rub there. Okay, it's right on top of the ridge. The deer would be taking it out on a north wind. There's the noon whistle. Boy, and we've got a lot of ground to cover today. Here we go. We've got a rub tree here right on that trail coming up out of the bottom. And as I pan around here, you can see that's going back down to that bottom. I'm going to move over here. That tree that's leaning back right there is usually where I put my south wind stand at for an all-day stand. I can sit in here, and the deer traverse up and down through here. So that gives me a little bit of faith. Okay, the deer is still using this, and we'll see what happens here. Let's go on down. There's the remains of a victim. First human hand touched the skull. Doe. Years ago. Last year, whatever. So, having fun in the woods. I guess that's some remnants of a scrape there. It's got a little deer poop in it. It's got a little overhanging branch that's been tweaked off. Not much activity in it though. What we're coming up to now, I found this scrape in August 1995. And I cannot tell you how many bucks rubbed that tree right there. And I called this place Alice's Restaurant. And looks to me like, well, I don't know. There's still a little paw spot there. As you look up here, you can see my wire ties where I used to tie the limbs on. And you know, I guess I look over here and there's another scrape being formed right there. So this, if I had the time to show you all the bucks and the high scoring quality bucks that use that tree, it was just phenomenal. And like I say, this was called Alice's Restaurant. Found it in August of 1995. And like I say, they're still scraping under it. And then now they've moved it over here. All right, this is what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. That's fresh right there, ladies and gentlemen. They just done that last night. Because it rained, it would have been mud, and that's been pawed up. Oh yeah, we're down here where we want to be now. And we wander back here. Now we're cooking with propane. This is what we want to see. Yeah. This is why it's so important to scout, because like I said, as long as I've hunted this, things change. Look at the rubs on these trees. Look like they tried to get a scrape going there. Oh, they definitely got one there. Here we go. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Traditional rubs tore up big time. Well, that's going to help. You can see how many years those trees have been rubbed. But don't take it for granted they're going to be rubbed every year. But they've been in here. And like I said, they got new scrapes right down here. These have been worked just recently. So, at least we're finding some sign finally. This trail runs north and south. We're going to take it north. I want to see what's out there. Matthew had a shot at a deer out there last year. I want to see what's developing out here in this open field. There's another nice tree over here. It looks like that's a good sized tree. Little bucks don't live on trees like this. I don't know. That's a buck rub, and that's a good sized diameter tree. Now this trail forks and it jumps the fence right there at that low spot, and it goes down here and jumps the fence at another low spot. I had Matthew's blind sitting right out there in that green field there last year, if we remember. Lots of trails converging right here. This would make an excellent evening stand site Be pretty hard to get in here in the morning because you don't know what deer are at, but they're definitely crossing here. There's a trail that goes right there. As I pan around here, that group of trees, you can see a ladder hanging off of there, off that tree. Guy could get in here. I've hunted in here, and I shot one nice buck out of here years ago on a full moon out of that tree with that ladder on it right up there. You can see where I sawed the limb off up there. Here's what you look for. See, that's a natural obstruction with that limb. It's almost waist high, and what it did is it physically turned that trail and herded these deer up this hill. Now if I took that limb out, that trail used to go on without the obstruction in it. But now as the trees fell, the deer correct their pattern to the least restrictive travel route. So they're going up over that hill. Oh my God, look what we got going right here. Look what we got going right here. Oh, we got to get a camera on this. Oh yeah. Yeah, this is why you scout. Underneath this honeysuckle, and you'll notice it's got the little red berries on it. I don't know if they actually eat those berries or what, but I do know they're using it for a scrape right here, and that's a pretty good scrape. Got some rubbing activity over here. Now this scrape could take a look around, you folks. You're surrounded by bush. This activity could be going on all day long down here. The deer are secluded. And I've hunted down in here in the past. I haven't hunted down there for a few years, simply because I'm getting lazy to walk down there. But boy, I'll tell you what, that's a pretty good sign. All I got to do is find that giant cottonwood. I had that on the video a few years back, and that scrape I just peed in. It's only like 10 yards from it, so now I know I only got to look for that giant cottonwood out of this mess. If I can find him, I know right where I'm at. Okay, I think I found the perfect tree. Right here on this oak. It's a big enough tree, it's in a group of trees. I can put the stand on this side with the southwest wind, which will be blowing my scent out in the open pasture. And I'm only about, oh man, from this tree, okay, that's a honeysuckle tree with the scrape in it. That's no more than 20 some yards. Now the deer are going to have to traverse in and out of there somehow. And they got a good trail up here. Got a real good trail up here. Right here. There's a trail coming into it. Goes right up there. You can see them going up that creek side. And right there's the scrape tree. I turn around. I put a ladder stand facing straight north. That way I won't be facing the sun when the sun gets out. And all I have to do is stand up and shoot this trail. If they go along the creek, it's no more than 20 yards at the most. They come down through here, 10 or 15 yards. Let's go get the stand. Well, here we are. Boy, how time flies. October 31st. First time out in the field with the bow in the hand. I've taken you scouting. And we're going down and sit in that bottom stand that I found that big scrape last week. And the first thing we're going to do is get some cover scent. And this cover scent didn't come from a big box store with some crony so-called pro staff pushing bullshit. This is what our cover scent is. Good old cow shit. Get in fresh every day. Get it on, rub it in. You can't buy that in a box store, but you can buy plenty of bullshit. Now we'll get some on our head net. We got some up on there. So we got the head net covered from head to toe. You can use a lot of natural stuff, but these deer here walk around in this cow shit 24/7, 365. So it's not going to alarm them. And you don't need to be spending good money on technology bullshit. The more you put into your hunt, the more you put into life without any intrusion of technology, the more you'll get out of life and out of hunting. Let's get to the stand. Oh yeah, I want to tell you one thing on the onset. This is the first night out of 2017 season. I'm not going to shoot a buck unless it's a trophy buck. I shot enough bucks on video now that I got that down. This year I'm dedicating, I'll film them, but I won't shoot them. Because if I can film them at 10, 15 yards, that's just as good to me as shooting them. So, might not be any kills at all this year. Just depends on the luck of what comes down the trail. So I wanted to be upfront about that right now. Yeah, and the reason I'm doing that is I want to show my viewers just how hard it is to shoot a high-scoring white-tailed deer. No matter where you're at, they don't come easy. Now, we're probably going to see a lot of deer this year, and you'll see firsthand for yourself just how many you have to let walk by. It's not you just walk out to a cakewalk and pick and choose and shoot the biggest one with the ear tag on it with the highest score. No, that ain't how I hunt. And so I'm going to dedicate this hunt so you can actually see firsthand the chances of killing a high-scoring deer. And when I say a high-scoring, I want at least 150 and above. So that way you'll see how intense you have to hunt and how lucky you actually get. First set on stand in 2017, October 31st. Oh, it was a hell of a nice 8-pointer. But like I said, first night, didn't have much brow tines. But boy, it had some G2s and G3s. Really high scoring 8-pointer. Been in the 140s. That is really hard to let walk. But I'm after bigger. And the only way I'm going to get bigger is to not shoot smaller. That's the name of the game in my book. We just set this blind up last Tuesday, if you remember. We scouted that scrape. First time in, buck walked right through it. A shooter. You just seen firsthand why it's critical to have good shooting lanes. When that buck come in, he was quartering straight toward me. I want to go over this with you real quick, just to show you what I'm talking about. That scrape is right there. He came straight toward me, wide open. But there really was no shot as he walked through here. He was walking, and right there would have been your shot. That's 20 yards, wide open, quartering away. Now, if he was walking from the other direction, I could shot him right there, or where he was at when he came to the scrape. But when he came to that scrape right there, there was no shot, because he was coming straight toward me. Remember that. That's real critical. Make sure you got shooting lane going, coming and going on each trail, or you'd have took a less than desirable low percentage shot on that deer if that would have been your only shooting lane. Now remember, we just put this blind or stand up here last Tuesday. Well, it's about 10 after 6. That buck come through an hour ago. I'm going to get down and film the tree that I was in and where the buck was standing. Now, underneath these car horns, I got my street clothes on. I got my work boots on. I didn't need any commercial bullshit. I used Mother Nature with the wind direction and a natural cover scent of cow shit, not bullshit, bought from a big store. I want to emphasize that to the young people. I don't care about the other people that are totally against doing it the real way. They got to use technology. I don't care what they do. I'm just trying to show people that you can do this without all that gimmickry. Last week we hunted. We didn't carry a bow. I showed you that scrape. We put the stand up on Tuesday, a week ago Tuesday night, and tonight we could have shot the deer. Now I'm going to get down while I still got light and videotape the setup. We were here together last week, setting this up. Now remember, I couldn't shoot him right here. He traversed down through here. And he went down through here. I'll show you where I could have shot him. Now I'm doing this not because I think I'm cool, a better hunter than you. But I'm trying to show you what has to be done for the proper shot placement and timing. Now he got over right by this tree, and you seen me filming him here. And when he came out, right there's my tree stand. Well, trying to find that tree stand. Trying to find a stand. There's my pack. Now I want to step that back off of there. What I was telling you about how far away I would have. If I had a quartering away shot, perfect shot, it would have been 1, basically 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. There you go. 15 feet up in the air, southwest wind, 19 yards away. We did this hunt together. We found that scrape together. We sat it the first night, and that buck in most people's world would have shot it. But not shooting it let you learn what can be done. Proper scouting is so much more fun than just going sitting on a green field in a fiberglass kaibo. So that's it from the non-typical Norwalk kid. You've seen it live. That may come back to haunt me in a way, but you know what? I'm here to hunt, not to kill.